who works as a chef doesn't have medical insurance, so the family and friends are raising funds to help. Meanwhile, Watkins, who is a senior in high school, says he's lost all of his possessions, but has everything he needs because his mom and stepdad are still alive.
Black Media.
Independent Black Media, 900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD, WURDradio.com. Listen live anytime and log on. If you don't have that app, you know where to go. Download an app like you know. I am the host of the show, Aaron Smith, the rapping professor, Queen to be Kawesa, super producer. Put some respect on her name, and you are waking up with work, child. At this time in the studio, we have Jeff and Sandy Brown, and I don't think more people have thought someone was black since Sam Smith came out with that album. And Brown's Family Shop, right? You know, the community favorite, and we do a lot of great events, and a wonderful partner to WURD, and they brought food. So take a hint. Everybody coming up all the time with a bunch of stuff. We do all these different segments. You know, there's nothing wrong with bringing something, you know? If we can't eat it in the studio, we got a nice big table just outside the studio. You can leave your gifts at the door. So welcome to the program, Jeff and Sandy Brown. And with the holidays approaching, we can't have a better set of guests to discuss how to best prepare for the holidays.
Yeah, good morning. First of all, I'm starstruck. I'm here with the rapping professor. I heard your show yesterday, and you had me you had me in the seat of my chair the whole time. That was great.
That would be a great holiday broadcast. That would, because we already have a good partnership. I would be pretending if I went somewhere else because I don't know them like that. But we've done great events, so if we could do something for the holidays, I think, because of the people, you know, the foot traffic. I think that's really special.
It's exciting.
Yeah, to really just have the people see you doing the show and to come out just to be part of the whole broadcast and then go shopping and make a day of it, I think will be a wonderful thing.
Well, we would love to have you, and truth of the matter is you talk about a lot of serious topics, but you have a lot of fun too.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do both today as well, because first thing I do want to talk about is this macaroni and cheese, which I hear is an award-winning best in Philly recipe, and that's not easy because there's a lot of macaroni and cheese being made in the city of Philadelphia, so it wasn't like, you know, it wasn't stiff competition. So how did that come about, the whole idea about having this award-winning mac and cheese?
Right. You know, it's a focus. We focus on Southern cuisine in our stores. We know who our customers are, who we serve, and we're going down the lineup from sweet potato pie to jerk chicken and macaroni and cheese. We had to have the right one.
Did you just say jerk chicken?
Oh yeah.
Now this is how were you raised? Where did you grow up? Because I know people listening and being like, I know black people that have no idea about the importance of jerk chicken. And here you are understanding that, like, you know, the top 5 with rappers, they say, well, who's your top 5? You named the top 3, and you got to jerk chicken that fast. There are some people from Jamaica right now that are like, you know, with air horns and slapping the wall. Rewind. This is beautiful.
And we have a great jerk chicken we call fire grilled chicken. I know you're a vegetarian.
Oh, but I know I wasn't always.
But,
so I
definitely
can appreciate the fire grilled jerk chicken.
Yeah, it is good.
How did you find out about these things growing up? When did you first encounter, you know, the cuisine of the community and develop this appreciation for it, even more importantly?
Well, I'm fascinated by people's story, by their history, their heritage. I'm attracted to that. And when we started the business, we would ask our customers, communities about, tell me about where you're from. What's your religion? What do you celebrate? What do you do? And we get into that. Okay. And we learn about the subtle differences about what makes something the true part of someone's history.
And then where did you, you can take it, Sandy, so where did you grow up?
Well, I grew up outside of Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So
I'm a Philly guy.
Okay. And how did you make the connection initially?
Oh.
People like the story, you know? We already know the food is amazing. Where's the location that you want to talk about? We can give some addresses first and then get into that if you want to.
Well, we have 13 stores in the area. They all have store-made, homemade, our Brown's Family sweet potato pie line.
And your Brown Chef's Market.
Yep. What Sandy's talking about is when it says Brown Chef's Market, it's our family recipe. We made it from scratch.
Wow.
If it doesn't say that, it's not that.
For the sweet potato pie especially.
Got you. Okay. And now back to these stories. You said how you all made this amazing connection that's, you know, helping so many people. There's a ripple effect here. So if you want to tell that backstory, I'm sure people are curious to know, you know, how you two are connected and all that.
How we met? Is that what you're asking?
Everything. Yeah.
So I would go.
Well, not everything. You know.
All right, Aaron's jumping right into it. You know, he's not leaving any stone unturned. So Sandy and I both would go down the shore, and Sandy was jogging by, and she caught my attention, and I got up the nerve to introduce myself, and that's how we met.
Oh, so you jogged after her.
I tried to. I didn't keep up.
Well, you kept up enough, right? How many years later are we?
We're going to be 30 years this summer.
Married. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm about to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
And we do everything together.
Glad you got up, man. You know, that's a lesson for all the people who are, considering, trying things, right? You might as well just get a no or, give it your best shot, because you could be transforming your own life and, in your situation, the lives of thousands, if not tens of thousands of other people. Because like you said, 13 stores, I'm sure there's a high number of people who go to each store every day. So, through one positive relationship, we have, a whole ripple effect, a whirlpool of, positivity and amazing sweet potato pie. So we were talking off air about vegan options, and you say you do have some vegan options at some of the locations. If you want to talk about that, I'm sure people might want to know, what they can get when they go to Brunch.
You do. I mean, veganism is growing. We have a daughter-in-law. She's vegan, and she teaches us about it. And we have vegan options today, and we have organic options, and we have them in every store. So you got to check it out if you're vegan. And look, it's a lifestyle.
Definitely. And sometimes I go places and I prepare not to eat. So I'm really pleased to hear that, you have those options available at Brown's Family Shop, right? When we had one of the events, I think it was, what event was that, Kwesa, where we had all the moon bounces outside and all that, Kwesa? Do you remember that? When we had everything outside? The big event we had at Brown's. Not the taste test one with the competition, the one before that. The Jackie Robinson event where everybody was out there. Remember we had the stage set up? The wellness event.
It was the wellness event.
At the wellness event, I had an opportunity to go in the store at that location. And I said something similar yesterday about some of the stuff that takes place with security at Temple University. There was a different spirit and different energy in the store. You go some places and it's really sterile, it's really stiff, people aren't really congenial. And when you went in the store, it was a communal feel. People were shopping together as a community, and you can sense it readily. When you come in, you can tell people are just running in to get what they have to get with their head down, or people are really there for the experience of shopping at a community, market. And I noticed, I was thinking, what types of training or selection in terms of employees do you implement to make sure that that communal feeling is fostered? Because it's evident in all the locations. You go there and it's not just a regular store where people are just working their job and, sending people off with merchandise. People were having conversations, people were smiling, right? I mean, this is, and people take it for granted, but you go in some places and nobody's happy.
Yeah,
it's an interesting observation. First of all, it starts out with love. Sandy and I do this for the love of community, the love of our employees, and that matters. Matter of fact, our mission is to bring joy to the lives of the people we serve. And you don't have a lot of businesses that have that kind of goal.
Definitely not.
And look, we're not perfect, and we mess some things up, but there's love for our people that
it's coming from the right place.
Yeah.
Now, how do you maintain this level of recognition and appreciation for the humanity of others despite so much significant messaging to be xenophobic, to be afraid of people that are different and not really appreciate the nuance, of humanity? Because I think you need to have a franchise and bottle this recipe and write a book. Because seriously, especially in the national political and personal climate, people are so, polarized and divided and antagonistic toward anything and anyone different that I think it's a very relevant example of somebody who can say, I asked you what your story is, I appreciate that. There was a historian, John Henry Clark, who said that between Europe and the Arabian Peninsula, they could have got more from Africa just from trading. Just, Ivory Coast, Gold Coast, without the subjugation of people, without the dehumanizing and the raping of people, if you just treat people nicely, like really more flies with honey, I don't know why they say that, I've never seen flies eat honey like that, but the whole idea that you can get more out of people by treating them fairly. And when I go into your stores, I'm seeing people actually being hired that look like the community. I'm seeing people that look like their voices are being heard, from the things that are being sold to the people, like, to really replicate this model, even on a national level, I would really love for you to speak to that. How did you overcome the way that people want us to behave towards one another and make it work, even in a business context? It's not like bad for business to be a human being. So if you can
you're right.
talk about that.
So it starts out with, in my family, we're Philadelphians. We've been here for our kids are our 5th generation Philadelphians.
Wow.
And our family always was with everybody. My dad was a grocer. His grocery store was in West Philly. When I was an 8-year-old little boy, to spend time with him, he'd bring me to work. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't until way later in life I understood there were racial issues. Because it wasn't in my family. We loved everybody.
It's like growing up poor, right? A lot of guys, people are like,
you didn't know you're poor.
I didn't even know. We were having so much fun. I wasn't paying any bills.
You're right. You're right. So that's where my upbringing came. And of course, people that are the opposite have a faulted upbringing. Mm-hmm. But we could still win them over. And so I do. Look, I work with the Obamas. I work with the Clintons on policy. And I think there is a lot of work to be done in this area. Mm-hmm. And I think food is a good place to start because we love food and we love different people's food.
No, it's a great point.
It's an opener.
That's a great point, to break bread together and really be able to. That's what we need to do. We had those on-the-table conversations, but we didn't have enough food on the table.
You need the food.
Next year at the on-the-table, they need, because if you said, what do you say, fire grilled jerk chicken from Brown's ShopRite, if you said that would have been a whole nother conversation. We would have had standing room only, at all these tables. So maybe we can have a cooperation next year. So somebody needs to call Brown's Family ShopRites and, this whole on-the-table.
We're in.
Yeah, throughout the city.
And Thanksgiving's coming up real quick. It's right around the corner. So we're really excited to be sharing all that time with our customers and our associates. It really ramps up in the store. So
Sandy's business. She gets right to business.
So the mac and cheese, the sweet potato pie, are there any other store favorites that people seem to, really gravitate towards in terms of the holidays?
Southern fried chicken. They love that. But we have a whole Thanksgiving turkey dinner for people that don't want to cook. You can order it ahead of time, and we'll cook the whole turkey and all the fixings, and it's a great deal.
The fixings. Now, how does that get delivered? They just they order it and come pick it up, and they get all the sides and everything.
Yep.
And what size family does this feed when we're talking?
8 to 10 people.
8 to 10. Okay, wow. Yeah. That's good. Well, most of the people only have about 8 people that they really like who come to.
I was going to talk to you. We're planning Thanksgiving dinner, and I like Thanksgiving. Well, I like the sweet potato pie anyway. And I was curious while we have Sandy here is what are we having for Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, we're going to have. I have some people coming that are vegan, so I'll have some vegan options. I do a lot of vegetables, grilled up with just some olive oil.
Nice.
But of course, we'll have our turkey. I'm probably going to serve some other things. I'll have, sweet potatoes, all kinds of food. And then not only will we have the sweet potato pie, but I love our sweet potato bundt cake.
Oh.
It is delicious. I brought some different choices. They're in the oven when I went to pick them up.
Nice.
I like the pie. Sandy likes the bun. We compromise. We get both.
Yeah.
And you need to get, you need to get a bunch of desserts. The holidays are not the holidays without excess of dessert. That's what lets me know it's a holiday event. When I see 1 dessert or 2 dessert options, I'm like, oh, this is just dinner.
Yeah.
But when you see like 5 options for dessert, you say, oh, it's a holiday feeling right there.
A dessert bar.
Yes, definitely.
So, but we really not everybody likes to do everything. So even if they want to cook the turkey, we can give them help with appetizers. We do all kinds of catering things. So come on into our stores. We'll help you out for the holidays.
And a lot of people try to pretend they did the cooking. So maybe y'all can make the sides and then get the turkey done from Brown's ShopRite. And then
I cannot tell you how many people try to pass our Brown Chef's Market sweet potato pie off as their own.
Wow.
And they tell us. It's
we allow it, though.
Yeah.
We allow it.
It's all good.
Trying to get rid of the wrapping, and I've been working all day on this. Now, one thing I was surprised about, you said you had 13 locations?
Yes.
Do you have that listed or anywhere where you can let the people know where to look? Because I didn't know it was that many locations, and I've been in Philly forever.
Yeah, if you go to brownschefsmarket.com, our website, you can see all of the locations. There's 11 ShopRites in the area and 2 fresh grocers.
BrownChefsMarket.com?
Yep, Brown's, all one thing. Brown's, no apostrophes or anything in there. Brown's
Chefs.
And same thing on Facebook and Instagram. you can follow us.
And you said how many? You said 2 fresh grocers.
Yeah.
And I think that's worth noting too. Would you you don't know offhand where those locations are?
One is in Wyncote.
I don't know.
One is in Wyncote, Pennsylvania, and one is on Monument Avenue, right off City Line.
No, and I say that because you're talking about having cakes in the oven, right? You're doing the interviews and the promo. I said maybe somebody else handles some of the locations and information.
Right. No.
But you all are one-stop shop right here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We were in ShopRite of Oregon Avenue this morning to get the sweet potato pie, and I was looking for the bun cakes, and they're like, we just put them in the oven, they'll be ready in an hour. I said, well, I'll be done in an hour, so I brought you some other stuff instead.
No, it looks beautiful too. I mean, I can't wait to hear from Kawesa how great it is. Kawaisa's already eaten. Kawaisa's already started.
How's that pie?
It's delicious, of course.
Queen Kawesa got one hand on the board, one hand on the plate. It is the holiday season. I think it's very important, though, to really patronize those who support the community. And I think that goes underrepresented in terms of a lot of the conversations, even around cooperative economics in the African-American community. I know we had an interesting conversation with some of the people from Progress Plaza about Leon Sullivan. When he was redoing Progress Plaza, he had some developers come in, and some of them were black, and he had one white woman come in. And the white woman actually had a whole group of black subcontractors. And it was like the overall benefit to the community and the cooperation with the community superseded any superficial snap judgment about, who the main person was or how they looked. And it was like really balancing this humanity and dignity of the community with doing sound business. And they ended up going, with the white woman who had the subcontractors, not only because the price was better and it made sense economically, but because just as far as the cooperation with the community, it represented who they were. So if we see people coming on WRD when we have a whole lot of black people doing business that don't advertise with us. Sorry, I can't drop this mic because it's on a crane. But if I had it, I would have dropped it.
You left us speechless, though.
But sincerely, I mean, we have to be more practical and realistic and pragmatic and far less prejudiced when it comes to how we engage each other in our communities. We have people who are hiring people from the community, who listen to the community, provide products and services to the community from their own perspective. They give them the agency and the autonomy to be heard, and that's where we need to shop. People always say, even themselves, don't shop where you can't work. I see a whole lot of people from the community working in these ShopRites and Fresh Grocery when I go to Brown family establishments. I go to other places, I can't see a black face anywhere.
Yeah. You know what else is something to note is the fact that a lot of these grocery outlets, they aren't even owned by anybody that lives in this area. Some of them are huge conglomerates that are owned outside of the country.
Wow.
So,
outside the country?
Sure.
Yeah. Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah. So we're one of the only locally family-owned grocery stores left.
No, we need to make sure we protect that. We'll take a quick break and come right back. Brown's Family Shop, right? The Thanksgiving, well, not even Thanksgiving. It's so many holidays. You got Christmas, Kwanzaa, New Year's. Like, you got a bunch of reasons to get some good food. And we'll be back after this break and discuss more of that and the importance of supporting those that support us. I'm Aaron Smith, the rapping professor. She is Queen Kawesa, the super producer. Put some respect on her name. And you are waking up with word, y'all.
Across 3 venues and with over 1,400 of the world's most sought-after performers and artists, the Kimmel Center Cultural Campus is a place that fuels creativity, ignites minds, and provides inspiration. Building the city's vibrant art scene takes an extraordinary staff, and the Kimmel Center Cultural Campus has openings now. From internship opportunities to volunteer positions to careers in customer service, marketing, and even behind the scenes. Check out their current list of openings and opportunities at kimmelcenter.org.
Real ID is coming. Are you ready? Real ID is a federal requirement that affects how all states issue driver's licenses and ID cards. After October 1, 2020, you will need a Real ID or another TSA-approved form of ID to board all flights or enter federal facilities that require ID. Real IDs will be available in spring 2019, but you can pre-verify now. It's easy. Learn how at PennDOT.gov/RealID. Paid for with Pennsylvania taxpayer dollars.
The Lounge with Keaton Nichols.
On tonight's episode of The Lounge, it's Freestyle Friday. Make sure you call in and tell us what we missed throughout the week. Plus, Evan Burton of the Anderson Street Project will be here to tell us what we can get ourselves into this weekend. All the fun begins at 7 p.m. right here on Word Radio.
Don't miss The Lounge Weekdays, 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. right here on Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
I would like to play a little tune I just composed not so long ago.
Hey family, do you like hearing the best jazz selections aired by 3 of the best jazz announcers in Philadelphia? Well, tune in to 96.1 FM,
96.1 FM,
and 900 AM WURD Radio, independent black media for Freedom Sounds of Jazz.
Freedom Sounds of Jazz.
Hear Freedom Sounds of Jazz 10 p.m. Fridays with your hosts in rotation, Aquila, Jonathan Bay, and David Fritz. That's 10 p.m. Friday nights on WURD 96.1 FM and 900 AM independent black media.
If I could, I'd give you the world, wrap it all around you. Won't be satisfied with just a piece of his heart. My angel, oh angel, you're my
to Wake Up with Word on Word Radio, 96.1 FM and 900 AM WURD, independent black media.
900 AM, 96.1 FM, WURD, WURDradio.com. Listen live anytime and log on. If you don't have the app, you know where to go. Download an app like you know. It is Aaron Smith, the rapping professor, Queen Kawesa, super producer, in the building with representatives from Brown's Family ShopRite who have brought desserts. That's the best way to, you never want to show up with nothing, empty-handed, right? I used to come with bags and then just walk real fast through the crowd. There was nothing in the bags, but I always, no, I'm just kidding. My mom taught me to never come in empty-handed, so I'd come in with empty bags, but my hands were full. No, that'd be trifling. That's not the way to go. Now, I see a lot of people doing delivery. Right? They talk about different apps and different options. And you say that you all have something unique to your establishment where you can deliver food as well. And I want you to make sure you share that information with some of my more lazy listeners. No, I'm just kidding. More technologically savvy listeners.
Well, we're busy. We're all busy. And sometimes we're so busy we don't have time to shop.
True.
And we have Shop Right at Home. And Fresh Grocer has a version of it, too, where you can go online, you can order all your groceries, and we'll deliver it to you.
Now, this is an app or a website? How do we best access it? Okay.
Both.
Oh, wow.
But if you go on to ShopRite.com or FreshGrocer.com, there's the part there where it says online shopping.
Okay.
And you can just go through there, and it's very, very simple to pick the things you want. The first time when you're setting yourself up takes a little bit longer. But after that, it holds the history of everything you've purchased. So let's say you're using your Price Plus card in ShopRite. It documents everything. So it'll say, here's the things you've bought. And you can just click, because most of the things we buy the same things every week.
Just click again.
And it makes it very easy. And if you just are picking up your order, let's say you just want to drive by, we'll put it like in your trunk, $4.99 for the whole deal.
Wow. Yeah. It's a new day, because it was just a few years back that you had to go and get your stuff, and the times are totally changing now, where you can come pick it up, they'll bring it to your door, they'll cook it for you like you said earlier. If you're just tuning in, Brown's Family ShopRite, if you're nervous about maybe meeting the in-laws for the first time, not in-laws, we should have met them by then, but there's potential in-laws. So if you eloped, you're already in trouble, it's going to be tense, you might want to have some good food. No, but sincerely, if you're going to meet the parents for the first time, or if you just want to make an impression, if it's your first time cooking, Thanksgiving, you might need a little help, and there's nothing wrong. I'd rather get some help and have that meal than show up and smell burnt turkey. And I'm not saying that 'cause I'm a vegan. I don't want to smell no burnt turkey. That ruins everything. That ruins my vegan meal. You burned in the turkey. There's something symbolic, about the turkey. And I think it's nothing wrong with asking for help. And Brown's Family ShopRite is here to help you with your non-cooking self.
And you can do it the way you want. You could do some on your own. You could get some help.
Yeah, mix and match.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And then the other thing that we really want to talk about today is our new concept of our gospel brunch every Sunday at the ShopRite of Island Avenue.
Every Sunday.
Yeah. Every Sunday.
Now, tell me more about this. I'm an ordained deacon. I enjoy a good brunch, right? Is there going to be room enough? There's so many churches in Philadelphia. You might have a convention center event eventually. Yeah. They used to do a choir event at the Leocore Center at Temple, where like all the churches would get together for one big service, once a year or so. But maybe once a year, if there could be an annual Brown's Family ShopRite brunch to celebrate. Oh, I do it every day. $1 million idea.
Aaron's got a lot of ideas.
That's what I do. You take them. You just give me a shout out and a vegan pie. We're good. But yeah, I think that'd be a great way to bring it all together. Because I'm sure it would grow really fast.
Yeah, well, our customers, look, they go to church. In the African American community, a lot of people don't know, but they go to church. And they are religious. And after church, everyone wants to eat with their family. And we thought we could help create something special for there. So we tested it in our Island Avenue store. What time does it start, Sam?
1 p.m., 1 to 4 every Sunday.
Oh, wow, okay.
And we have a live gospel entertainment there.
Oh, that's the next question. The next question was going to be, do we have the choir?
Yeah, we got the choir.
That's amazing.
And sometimes it's a church choir, other times it's an independent band that does gospel music, and it's an all-you-can-eat.
Wait. Now you're gonna have problems with capacity, right? You can't tell. You say it's all you can eat.
All you can eat.
What was it? $100? What happened?
$14.99.
Stop the madness. I can't even get my money's worth as a vegan for $14.99.
Yeah, we have vegetable options.
All kinds of vegetables.
Because I go to like $35 events, and I'm like, how am I going to manage to eat $35 of vegetables? I never get the
you don't get your money's worth.
Yeah, everybody else is grabbing ribs and pork loins, and I'm like, you're getting your money's worth. But for $14.99, I could do that. I could get my vegetable fruit worth of $14.99. Just some fresh juice is like $3 in most places. That's beautiful, and you get live entertainment.
Live entertainment, and if you want a glass of wine or some beer with it, it's $2 extra, and so it's all you can
Communion
eat.
Sunday, there you go. Libations. That is amazing. Whose idea was this?
It was my idea.
Okay. Look at Sandy.
And Sandy's.
It wasn't my idea, but I don't think it was fully his idea. But it's all good. We'll give the credit to Mr. Brown.
And you talked about capacity, so we're starting at the Island Avenue store.
Okay.
And if this idea works, we're going to expand it.
No, I think that's
we're going to
definitely
create more opportunities around the city to do it.
And I know they talk a lot about pop-up shops with clothing lines and fashion opportunities. I think that'd be a wonderful opportunity to do like pop-up events, on-location events. The same way they have those tent, services. They'll set up a tent and, they have a whole service and take collections and everything else. But similarly, if you had the band or the choir and you set up the option for people to come and, buy their food on location per se, there's some big churches that I think would even negotiate something where you can just come to the church. Because you set up a nice tent outside one of these really big churches in the city, and they make a deal about, you know, how much it would cost and everything initially, and they can just kind of let the church go ahead and eat because it's been paid for through the church, and you know, that would be beautiful.
We do church catering.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, we have a big food service operation. A lot of churches do get their catering.
Tell us more about the catering, because that's very important. You know, it's not just a holiday thing. This catering.
We have. If you go to ShopRite.com, again, you can pick the store that you want to shop in. So let's say you like to shop at the ShopRite at Parkside. You go onto that page, and you can see it's all kinds of, there's hoagie platters, there's wrap platters, there's all kinds
of... Fried chicken, fire-grilled chicken.
Southern fried chicken,
Fire-grilled jerk chicken.
Fire-grilled chicken. Or we have it as a barbecue chicken, and some stores have a curry.
Because you can't get this everywhere. That's the thing, too. Like, a lot of places just don't even have these options. So I think it's beautiful that you're willing to prepare it and deliver it, but I really want to focus on the fact that these aren't food options you can get, especially from a market. You might have to go to a restaurant or something to get some of these options, and they're going to charge you restaurant prices for every single thing all the time.
You're right. There's a big difference in price.
Yeah.
And our stuff, we as a team made those recipes with a little soul in them.
No, I hear you.
All of them have been made authentically.
Yeah, it's not just some generic recipe that you're just throwing out there to try to make some money. And like you said, the community and the people really have a lot of input in the recipes and the preparation of the food. So, and a lot of people are always worried about that. I think about that all the time, especially when it comes to like soul food. I'll look in the back and be like, you know, who's cooking this? You know, make sure.
And you can see that in our store, who's cooking it. And you're right, they're from the community. And we give people chances, and I think you know that. But we have, I want to say today, about 600 returning citizens working for us.
Oh, so for as far as reentry, people getting...
We have a big reentry program, but maybe one of the biggest in the country. So it's local people that get the opportunities, and it's people that may have made a mistake in their past get another chance.
Oh, are you hiring?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm sure some people are listening, you know, to that kind of information, because people like to know, you know, who are some friendly, you know, establishments and corporations with regards to, you know, reentry programs and, like you said, just second chances. There's some people who, you know, fall short like we all do and just are, in some instances, more dedicated to the potential opportunity. You know, they're more loyal for when somebody gets an opportunity because they know how far and few between those opportunities are. So a lot of the best employees oftentimes are people who have been confronted with the harsh realities and consequences of their actions. So, you know, salute to everybody still persevering and believing in the possibility to change their lives. And I think the Brown Family ShopRite is doing a beautiful work by giving those kind of opportunities in the community. Before we take a break, any final thoughts or words or website information?
One thing I want to mention is for Thanksgiving holiday, not only can you get all your food, but you can get your beer and wine, and we're the only ones that'll be open on Thanksgiving Day to do that.
What?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day. Like we talked earlier, you got that uncle who wants a certain drink, and now he's starting to act up early because the drink ain't there. Do they deliver the beer and wine too?
No. You got to come in and get it.
Well, that's a good opportunity.
We got to work on that.
Because you could send that uncle out to go get it himself, and the family can get a break.
And they are strict. The state's strict with it, so
that's
we have to follow their rules.
Good point. You don't want everything getting delivered, you know, because you don't know who's pressing the buttons on the app.
That's right.
Show ID. But yes, so make sure that you support the people that support us. Brown's Family ShopRite, 13 locations, 8 in the city, other in surrounding areas. You can get your bun cake, your sweet potato pie, you can get your beer and your wine, and you can make sure that you have a good time, and the whole family can shine as they dine. Brown's Family ShopRite, thank you for waking up with Word this morning.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
You're waking up with Word, y'all.
Hi everybody, this is Nick inviting you to buy your next car from Jerry and the fellas over at CarDex. See, they're not dealers. They're like a car concierge.